Good morning. It's 7:30 on Saturday morning, the 16th of September. Harrogate show's on this weekend, and I'm having the day off today. Well, I'm saying I'm having the day off. I've been down here for a while with Richie. We've been sorting a bit of work out before I went down to Harrogate. But I'm having the day down in Harrogate, meet a few friends, have a good look around and see some of the magnificent produce that'll be on display there. I'm just going to quickly go through a bit of stock, show you what we're doing with bed preparation, putting leeks back for stock, and also preparing next year's stock. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what we're up to. Thank you. Right, these are all leeks that we've been putting back to stock over the last week. These ones we've just done this morning. What we're looking for is grass heads like we see here. These have just been shaved, these ones. They're just starting to come away. But so basically we dig the leeks out of the trench. I had a little bit thrip damage, touch of red spider mite. Basically cut the tops off clean, just cut them straight off, strip them down, cut the roots off. I'll take these out because I've just put these up actually. Look at that, no roots on. We've cut the roots off, cut the tops off. Now all we want, these were cut off about 4 or 5 days ago, and what I do is I throw them into a bucket solution of Amistar, and they just float in the Amistar. They produce new roots around the base, and you can see this little centre core coming up, and that's all we're interested in. All of this will be taken off and scrapped. I've stripped them right down anyway in size, but so basically tops off, roots off, take a few flags off to expose a little bit of base plate. Just have a look here. Well, you can't because I've got them covered, but a little bit of base plate. Leave them in Amistar for or Rovril or whatever you've got. Signum, as I say, just a little bit of general fungicide. You'll see new roots start to appear within 4 or 5 days. Get them potted up into a decent compost. They're only in 5 litre pots at the moment. They will all be potted up in spring into much larger pots. So this one's Jimmy Dunnets. These are virus free. You can see the centres popping right up. These were a lot bigger, but I have stripped them down, but they're coming away nicely. As we move along, you can see popping up nicely here, lovely and straight. Nice leeks. You can see the ones that have been done that little bit longer. Moving along, these were done. Actually did these the week of the National Pottery Society. I dug them up and stripped them down. These are Williams. As you can see, the foliage is beautiful and clean by cutting all the top off. Moving on to King Charles. Now, if they come up and the centre is tight, I will split these flags down the middle just to let that centre growth grow out, or just pop it open like that until we see new growth. And there we are, look, there's new little tips coming through there. But you can see all the new growths come away. It's very quickly. This is all within 2 weeks. These were cut clean off, and you can see they're shooting away very nicely. Now I'll move on. I'm actually going to show you some of this year's stock. Move up into where the stock tunnel is. It's just going to be a short video this week. I've still got, after we lifted the onions early on to dress off, we put spring cabbage. I put a few beans in. We put some basil in. Some of the Falco turnips that we got. These have come very nicely actually. Let's have a little look. Very nice. That's the Falco turnip that we got as a free sample seed. There's still a bit of lettuce in, and some icebergs, some different varieties. A little bit of spring onions, and we put a few potatoes in thinking we'd get them before Christmas. They've grown tremendous and they're starting to flower. As we can see, these are all stock heads all the way through at various stages because these have been shaved at different times. Moving along, I've actually just cut 2 heads. These are virus free. Some very nice heads, virus free. And as long as they're lovely and green and healthy, that's fine. Ideally, I'd like to set these away the first week in October. I mean, we're just 2 weeks away. but they're all looking good. But I'm going to show you one here which, once you see it start to die back like that, stem's still lovely, it's still green right down to the base. I've cut that one off, and I'm going to show you how to trim this up. I've already done one, but I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to put it back on the holster. Right, good pair of sharp scissors, and as we can see, there is starting to get a bit dieback. Basically, I'm just going to trim this down. That grass is too big to sow anyway. So basically, just tidy the head up completely. I don't like too big a grass anyway, because it takes a bit to stand up, and you think these have got no roots on when we first take them off the head. So that's it, nicely trimmed up there now. So all the I've cut all the dead off. There's the first one I've done. Still a little bit here, but as I say, it's just natural dieback as the grass is ready to be set. They're still firm on the head, they're not coming off at the moment, but what I'm going to do, these are going to go into a Domestos solution, 5 ml of Domestos into a gallon of water, and I'll plunge those upside down into the water. I've got them ready. So basically they'll go into Domestos and they'll sit there for 24 hours, possibly 36 hours, and then I'll take a look at them. If they're ready to, if the grass is starting to come off and starting to push roots on, then they're ready to be set away. So I'll remove this from the holster again, turn this camera around again. Right, so that's the stock situation at the moment. I'm going to show you what I'm busy with on the trenches. These are all for stock, for cutting up, for cuttings. We're just starting to let them die back now. Still getting lovely cucumbers here. Still picking tomatoes, but they are coming to an end now. Right, I've just finished digging that one over this morning. What I've left 4 leeks in there. There's a new show in Darlington. Try and support the new shows to keep them, make sure that they have a successful entry, and then it'll keep them going for future years. I'm not a one to go to all the shows, but any new shows I try to support. Right, I've got 4 beds completely prepared. This one, all I've done is turn them over. This soil will be analysed, it'll be sent away and be analysed. These trenches are 50 foot long. I do water them regular and I do hoe them regular once they're all turned over like that. Now what I've decided on, we'll have to take heed of what Peter Kerry's done, and he grows in containers, 43 litre containers. I grew leeks on the bench outside in these 35 litre containers, and very successfully. I had leeks 19 inches around in there. Unfortunately, the top should have had a little cover on because the rain got into them and it did mark the barrel of the plants. However, I've decided to try again. So what I'm doing, I've put 10 barrels and I've sunk them down into the trench, and these will be filled with pure compost, just Clover Gold, which is the Clover Potting Professional. And I'm going to put a barrel at the far end of each trench, and these 10 plants will be watered from that barrel, and once a week they'll be given half strength Kempmac number 3 2020, and we'll just see how they perform against what's growing in the trench. I'll probably cover the barrels with black and white polythene just to stop the weeds from coming up in between them. I'm undecided on the actual trenches at the moment. So that's what we're doing with the trenches at the minute. Whatever the soil analysis comes up with, that will be added to the trench. Biology, I haven't sterilised these. I don't like sterilising because it kills the biology, but I am going to add biology. I've been using BioLift in the past with very good success. It's done a great job for me. A few of my pals are trying something called Super Soil. I might give it a try on a couple of trenches. It's just adding biology into the trenches. Right, so this trench is already prepared, and I've got barrels at the top end, but that's where I've stood the stock for the moment. It's easy to control. Blanch leek is completely done. I've put new compost in those. They're in barrels on top of the trench, so they're going well. I've got all the onion seed cropped off now. We've got a lot rubbed out. I'm still busy rubbing out, and as I say, there's still tomatoes there, but they're dying back rapidly now. But again, I'll look to get this out. These will be stripped out here in October. We're still picking peppers, so things are looking okay. Greenhouse, top one's all cleaned out. It just needs sterilising. This one we're on with now, all sterilised. Richie, my pal, down here helped me. He comes every Saturday, does a great job. He pushes me on wherever I'm lagging behind. So, but we've still got lots of onion seed here, which we're on rubbing out daily. We have started, a friend of mine, Billy Rumney, I gave him a plant for stock last year, and he said the grass was starting to come off the head. These were set last Thursday, which was the second week into September. So I didn't want to lose this particular strain. He's brought me those ones back very kindly. So that's it for today. I'm going down to Harrogate. I'll take my phone with me, and I may do a few short videos. It just depends on how busy the place is. So good to see everybody. I hope you've all had a successful showing season. Anyone who's still got shows to come, all the best. I hope you do very well. See you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.